African Canadian Voice, ACV. On the last episode, we were talking to Tich, and we are going to continue that conversation on today. What do you think is in the work? Are there any other plans you're trying to put a music, a record together like you did before?
We had a lot of shows, live shows planned, which were unfortunately, cancelled because of the pandemic, obviously. So, which has affected many, not just us, but many other, I'm sure all musicians who are in the music performing business have been affected by the pandemic. So we had shows lined up. However, we've had opportunities here and there to do some online things because, a lot of people have moved things online. So this summer we had an opportunity to perform at one or two, at least, virtual festivals. So those are some of the things that we are now having to do, online things. At the moment, we cannot, because we're a huge band. Most of the work that we're doing for now is we have individual artists just doing individual things that they can do online, or where there are not many people because we are unable to perform for now. But in terms of releasing music, like our latest album, which was nominated for a Juno this year, is still fairly new. So we have a new project out there on the market. People can just Google Okavango African Orchestra. They'll find it on online platforms. I then, to keep myself busy as Tich Maredza, like I said, I also have a project that I had, like part of the criteria that was used to bring together Okavango African Orchestra was they were choosing musicians that are already leading their own groups, right? To come into Okavango. So everyone in Okavango belonged to their own group that they lead, that was playing specifically their music. So I have my band called the Tich Maredza Band. It used to be a 5-piece, now a 4-piece band. We're based here in Toronto. So we have also done some online things, and that's what has been keeping me busy this summer. I've been doing, because there's a lot of online things that I can do in my house because I can just record stuff and put online. So that's what I've been doing. And I also have a small recording studio setup, which is, you can't see everything here, but we are in my studio right now. So I've been also helping some other artists to record stuff. So that's basically what I've been doing. So there's a lot more music coming. We're always working on music, and hopefully when this thing settles, there's going to be more performances.
Yeah, once this COVID thing is settled, yes, I know there's so much in store. It has limited everybody, everything we do. So I agree with you that once this is settled, we'll be in a better position to have a good taste of your music and see you live and do the performance and everything. Now tell me more about your own band in terms of how it was created and how you guys working together.
Yeah, my band, first of all, I came to Canada in 2008, the United States. So I had been performing, mostly I'd been doing solo performance, just myself on my guitar, acoustic guitar, or the mbira and stuff like that. So through networking, when I came to Toronto, I started meeting some musicians who were like playing Zimbabwe music, not only Zimbabwe music, but different kinds of music. So that's where I met some of the musicians that I started working with and that I've been working with since then. So we put together a band, and I'm sure you're all with a very active music promoters here in Canada, like African music promoters like Nadine McNulty. I'm sure you've worked with her before on some projects. So she played an instrumental role in helping musicians to set up. So she also helped us me to set up the Tich Maredza band, and we've been performing different festivals and different places in Toronto, Ontario, Canada since we actually celebrated our 10th anniversary about 2 years ago at the Small World Music Center. And I'm fortunate enough to be playing with the same guys that I started playing music with. We're still playing music together because some of them were also part of big bands like back home, like our drummer. We have a drummer who's we used to play with huge artists from my country, like called Oliver Mtukudzi and Thomas Mafumo and stuff like that. So he's also part of the band. So yeah,
it means that the kind of the tentacles of your band is growing, and you're reaching to so many great names in that music industry, which is good. We'll be continuing this conversation with Tich. For now, we're going to take a break. From break, and we'll be continuing talking to Tich. In terms of the culture, when you are promoting the African culture, what kind of reception do you see within the Canadian society?
Well, what I've noticed really is Toronto, Canada. Well, I would just say, where Canada in general is positioned itself as a country that, well, we know that Canada is a diverse country, right? And because of that, there's a lot of people that are appreciative actually of other cultures. So I've noticed that in the process of as we present our culture through music, there's a lot of people that appreciate our music. They are fascinated by our culture because it's different. You know, people are fascinated by everything that's different. So we always have people. That's how we've gotten support. Like to be honest with you, the most of the support that I have received as Tich Maredza, my band, or even as Okavango African Orchestra, is not necessarily from people who are from Africa.
Yeah.
You know, it's people from other continents who appreciate our culture.
Yeah.
And so there's a great interest in our culture here in Toronto. So really marketing our culture or showcasing our culture hasn't really been a problem in that area.
Well, that's great to know, because this is one of the reasons what we are doing now, because we come from a very rich culture. You know, Africa is very rich, diverse, and so many cultural heritage. And when we share it, you know, like you said, there is a receptive audience. You know, so much it creates understanding, and it creates so much stereotypical view about Africa, because we come from a very rich and diverse culture. And when you guys promote it, you're clearing the way, you know, because you're clearing and you're busting the stereotypical view. Some people might ask, wow, how is this possible? And I mean, on that work, you guys are doing a great work. And
thank you.
Is there anything you wanted to share with us in terms of that area?
The great thing also is, we have some of the most popular and big festivals that promote African music here in Toronto and here in Canada, actually. But what I just would like to say is, appeal to people to keep supporting us, especially during this time of the pandemic, like not just myself, but any other African artist out there or any other artist who's pushing their music out there. Like if we come up with productions or things that we've recorded and put them out online, you can, purchase the music of your favorite artists. Or some are establishing platforms where you can even give them tips online, please do. And but I would like to also thank a lot of these organizations and individuals who have been involved in promoting African music. There's a lot of them. The ones that come to mind, I cannot name all of them, but the ones that come to mind here in Toronto, we have the Batuki Music Society, which is led, of course, headed by Nadine McNulty, the one that I was talking about. We have Music Africa, which was one of the biggest African music festivals, Afrofest. We have Small World Music. And there's a lot of others that are, I don't have the names right at the top of my head, that have been involved in promoting African music. So, I just want to thank those organizations and the individuals behind and their teams behind those organizations, and the people of Canada, the people who will support us when we do live performances. They come to our shows, or when we put out something online, they click and give us views or give us tips. So I just want to thank them. And I thank you too, Tess, and your team for giving me an opportunity, because this is another opportunity for me to showcase my work and my culture too.
Yeah,
so things like this.
maybe you can play a little bit of that instrument now, because it sounds so good and beautiful. Just, can you do that now?
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna play for you. So this I'm gonna play a song that's on our first album with Okavango African Orchestra. The song is called Africa Yawuya, which means Africa is in the house, or Africa has arrived. So what I was saying in the song was, Africa has arrived with a bag of gifts, and those gifts are sweet melodies of Africa. Yeah.
from break and we are talking to Tich right now. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know you're a little bit reserved telling about yourself, and tell us about also the performance you do. I know that we have some videos we can share, but if you can tell us a little bit about that, it would be nice.
Yeah, so Tichaona was born in Harare, which is the main capital, which is the capital city of Zimbabwe. I was born and grew up in Harare, pretty much. And my birthday is actually a few days or weeks from now, the 2nd of October. That's when I was born. Yes. And so I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 40s. And I'm single. I'm not married. All my family is back home, but I do have a son who's back home in Zimbabwe. And I came to Canada. Initially left my country in 2006, worked in the United States for close to 2 years. Then I came to Canada in 2008.
Tell us a little bit more about the performances.
So there's a song called Handichada. Handichada in my language means I no longer want to do this. This is a song that I was talking about, or I no longer want to live this way. So this is a song that was talking about poverty. You know, poverty is a huge problem in Africa. And sometimes people even come up with sayings that that inhibit their ability to grow, like things like, oh, you know, once poor, you always die a poor man, or a poor man can never do anything meaningful and stuff like that. So in this song was saying, although I may have grown up in a poor environment, I don't want to be poor for the rest of my life. I'm going to do something to improve my life. That's basically what I was saying.
What more motivation do you need than that? You know?
Yeah.
Motivation for change, for growth, for becoming more. Sure, it inspires a lot of people.
Good thing about that performance, you know, I was telling you that a few years ago, I can't remember exactly the date. I'm forgetting. I'm sorry, but this was recorded. This was a live performance on our 10th anniversary with my band.
Okay.
So that's the Tich Maredza band, my band. So all those guys that you see playing in there, except for one who moved to BC,
I see.
were the guys that I started playing music with. So I'd be like in the Tich Maredza band. So that was our 10th year anniversary celebration. So we just put together a show.
Wow. We really thank you for giving us the chance to have a window about your culture, heritage, a little bit about Zimbabwe. And I know it's very rich culture, but you did an excellent work bringing up the culture to the wider audience, and we really thank you for that.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share.
Let's take a break for now, and we'll be talking to Tich later.
vez ojambaga ya 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 bamwe bedundoguro mazunu takananga kure bamwe bedundoguro mazunu dijiyanda kure kumuja amatochema kumujagan uma vez ojambaga ya 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 anzimu mwewedu uyaribigo tamusua anzimu mwewedu uyaribigo tamusua mwewedu uyaribigo tamusua anzimu mwewedu uyaribigo tamusua anzimu mwewedu uyaribigo tamusua anzimu mwewedu uyaribigo tamusua shamwari tojema
I know we had 2 episodes talking to Tich, and I'm sure that he must have enjoyed his musical talent, and we're glad he shared his background in music. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.